I love teledrama. It's my favorite show. It has 147 episodes, counting Ranunculus Race, but not Teledrama. So with that many episodes, there's definitely going to be a few that you hate in there. This video, I will be talking about the top 5 worst Teledrama episodes. If you like one or more of the episodes listed here, then that's awesome. Who am I to judge? Please keep in mind that this video is absolutely loaded with my personal opinions. If you disagree with me, that is okay. But if I find hurtful comments, I will block you from commenting. If this video reaches 50 likes, I will make a video on my top 5 best episodes of Teledrama. So if you want to see my top 5 favorite Teledrama episodes, please like this video. So without further ado, here are my top 5 worst Teledrama episodes. Number 5 is You're Gotta Be Kidding Me from Total Drama All-Stars. This episode, the merge happened too early. Why didn't Ed McDonald think it was a good idea to merge the teams when 8 out of 14 contestants were remaining? 6 had been eliminated, makes way more sense to merge at the halfway point. Also, the challenge is very boring and lackluster. A 3rd grader could have come up with this challenge. It was simply a boat race. Gwen and Courtney's friendship was cheesy. Also, Mal, they dumped down everyone to make him look more intimidating. Not to mention that scene where Zoe pulls those magic cards and thinks that's actually what's going to go on with Mike. Cameron escaped elimination for the 2nd time. It added more emphasis to the running joke of Duncan being a sweetheart, which I hated. Also, Zoe willingly put herself in danger just to see if Mike was Mike. You could literally die doing that. You could have gotten eaten alive by those piranhas. You could have sunk. What were you thinking, Zoe? Worst dummy of a character ever. Cameron, Scott was rightfully mad at you. So don't be mad at him for being mad at you and voting him off. Icing on the cake, however, is Duncan blowing up the Playa de Losers and getting arrested. And this is the very last we see of him. And after he gets arrested, he says he has a heart to the police officer for pretending to be nice, when that was the exact opposite of what he was trying to prove this entire season. This is also the very last we see of him. And Duncan is one of my favorite teledrama characters. How could they do to him like this? Number 4 is a blast from the past from Teledrama Pocketeer Island. Most boring challenge in the entire series. It was just whacking your opponent off the beam. Just no thought put into it at all. Sean missed out on the challenge just so he wouldn't get eaten by zombies. And zombies aren't real. Wake up. Which is why I hate Sean. These were the only moments where I didn't like Sugar. She laughed when Ella got electrocuted and was about to be killed by a bear. This makes Amy bullying Sammy look like an act of kindness. Chris rigged the challenge by bringing out the bear. Max was also very annoying. Dave was even worse this episode. He says something very weird about Sky's sister doing rhythmic gymnastics and interrupts Sky's butt when she's trying to explain she doesn't want to be in a relationship with him, and to scream in the battle against Topher. Jasmine threw the challenge for Sean, yet now she is mad at him. What do you expect? Sean was playing the game. Move on. The worst part? Sammy was about to become a better competitor, but then Amy came back and ruined everything. Number 3 is Lies, Cries, and One Big Prize from Teledrama Pocketeer Island. The title is the only good thing about this episode. First off, choices for helpers were obviously rigged. Then, Sean insults Jasmine, leading her to lose trust in him. Even worse, we found out that while Sky was with Dave, she had a boyfriend this whole time. This leads to Dave completely losing his sanity, and he tries to kill Sky. Also, why did Sky say she'd miss him when she was going to dump him? This episode also shows Sky's hypocrisy. She said in A Blast from the Past that she doesn't like unsportsmanlike conduct and trash talk. In this episode, she actually does it, trash-talking Sean. Also, Sky is sitting happily at the end of the episode like nothing ever happened, and Dave is left on the island to be mauled by a bear. Chris also lets the helpers become hinders and split the money if they kill the finalists. Sky threw a tantrum for no reason whatsoever. Number 2 is the final reckoning from Total Drama All-Stars. What a coincidence that both the finales from both distinct calls of Total Drama are here. What sucked about this finale? Everything. The finalists were Mike and Zoe, a couple. Couple finales don't work. Those are very boring to watch. Also, they had the eliminated contestants stuffed into balloons full of Owen's farts. A fart joke. They left 8, more than half the season's cast, to float away and potentially die, so the producers have confirmed they are alive and well. Alejandro and Heather became a lovey-dovey couple. So it was nice to finally see them as a couple. They were a little entertaining. A lot of this episode centered around Mike trying to defeat Mal. How does he defeat Mal? With a reset button. This is stupid and offensive, because mental illnesses cannot be cured by the push of a button. People live and die with mental disorders. What were Terry and Alex thinking? Also, you took away the entire point of Mike. This challenge is completely stupid and lame, and an 8-year-old could have come up with it. It's just climbing a bunch of layer rivers of toxic waste, lava, water, dodging chef's meat shooter, and pulling out a sword. Very lazy with no effort put into it. The nail to the coffin is that they destroyed Camp Wowanakwa, the freaking birthplace of teledrama. Yeah, we all asked for that to happen. I put the All-Stars finale above the Pocatello Island finale because the finalists for the Pocatello Island finale weren't bad choices, and the challenge was interesting. It was just all the drama that came out of the Pocatello Island finale, while the All-Stars finale had poor finalist choices, and the challenge was boring. So, I have showed you 4 horrible episodes of Total Drama. But before I unveil the number 1 worst Total Drama episode of all time, here are some dishonorable mentions. Zeke and Ye Shall Find from Teledrama All-Stars. To say it simply, this episode is Cameron's Sunday Muddy Sunday. Harlan got a Zeke from Teledrama Pocatello Island. Dave was painful to watch this episode. He bragged to Sky about how finishing his juggy chug first, then she goes at him, and then he falls and obnoxiously whines about it. When he goes to her and gets rejected again, he howls at the moon like a wolf. He threw the challenge for himself and campaigned to get himself voted off because he didn't get the girl. Just move on. Chris also made the contestants drink juggy chugs. Disgusting! And they didn't like Sean thinking everyone was a zombie. Well, they are drinking juggy chugs, so that scratches off a little bit, but not very much. There are only 2 good things about this episode. Sorry. Jasmine and Sean got back together, and 2, Sugar was pretty funny. But this episode was going to be placed on number 4, but because of those 2 positive things, I decided to put in honorable mentions instead and put A Blast in the Past in number 4 because nothing positive came out of this episode. Also, this challenge was also pretty boring. No one expects the Spanish opposition from Total Drama All-Stars. Mike, you don't hit yourself with a rock in the head to help with your MPD. You get medical help. Sierra and Duncan were painful to watch. There was so much emphasis on Zoke and Scottney, and Heather stashed away the invincibility statue after finding it. And Alejandro grabbed it, and she was shocked that he even got it. This is one of the, if not the dumbest thing a contestant has ever done. puke and be wary from teledrama Revenge of the Island. Why did they make the contestants eat and cook dangerous food that could harm them? When Cameron accidentally wins, Lightning throws a fuss about it and develops a grudge against Cameron. When Scott is eliminated, he's all injured, has to go into his spot machine, has to ride a Hurl of Shame with Thing, and the toxic marshmallow of loserdom burns through his leg. I liked him as an antagonist, but what's good? An antagonist is a good defeat. But this was too far for punishment. The worst thing about this episode is that Zoe becomes Commander Zoe. It happens over freaking mic medal. If that isn't 4-year-old, I don't know what is. Now she has a grudge against everyone because Mike is gone and wants the world to burn. Can't help falling in love from Teledrama World Tour. Sierra was unbearable to watch this episode. She was very whiny and so bratty. When Cody tries apologizing, she la-la-la-la-las. The song consisted of her talking about Cody like he was the most horrible human being. Cody was forced to apologize to Sierra when he was rightfully mad at her and had enough of her stalkerishness. Then Sierra said she was faking it. I would be so mad. What's even more angering is that Cody had to say that he liked it. DJ was also painful to watch with the whole animal curse and trying to lose. And don't get me started on that Mama, I'm coming home chant. Lindsay's elimination was pretty unfair. She tried her best while DJ was trying to lose. And it was a stupid tiebreaker. I despise DJ this season, as he was just so whiny. I actually like Sierra though, aside from this episode in All Stars. 3:10 to Crazy Town from Teledrama Action. I hate this episode for 4 reasons. Number 1, Trent's derailment. Number 2, I love Heather and LaShaw's rivalry, but here they bickered like little kids. Number 3, DJ Scream. Number 4, wouldn't jumping from that high seriously injure a cow and you? Number 1, Sunday Muddy Sunday from Teledrama All-Stars. Where do I begin with this episode? The Final Reckoning is the worst episode that I will watch. To say that I hate this episode or can't stand this episode is an understatement. I've only seen this episode twice. Twice more than I would like to, and I absolutely refuse to watch it ever again. I should say a whole bunch of swear words about my hatred for this episode, but I have to keep it professional. First off, Courtney was severely dumped on this episode. She lost her friend Gwen, a bird vomited on a Sunday, and the infamous scene where Mal exposed her chart. The challenge this episode is lame, just going around making a Sunday. It was as if Ed McDonald was telling us to hate Courtney. Zoe was also very dumb this season and this episode. Mike would go to help her, and Courtney was not the pure evil Mal was. Scott would slide to his death. You can't grab on an icicle. Courtney is now trying so hard to be friends with Gwen, returning to her running joke, except backwards that begged me the beginning of the season. We have no idea how Mal got Courtney's chart since it isn't shown how he got it. Chris starves his interns as he hasn't fed them in weeks. When they get there, Chris switches it up so the contestants have to eat their own Sundays, showing that he cares more about Courtney getting eliminated than his interns being well fed. What a monster! Also, Courtney said that the Final 5 was the farthest she ever made it in Teledrama. She made it to the Final 4 in action. Courtney whines that she can't eat disgusting foods. In Chinese Fake Out, she ate that disgusting food like live maggots and starfish on skewer and mentioned that she has a very strong stomach. Chris stated that Scott was the last one to cross the finish line, but it was Mal who crossed last. This is a horrible ending to Courtney's character. When I rewatch the series, I skip over this episode. The continuity errors are just proof that Ed McDonald had never even watched the show. At least they fired him midway through Pocatello Island. Hey, a point for Pocatello Island. Let's not forget the exclusive clip following this episode after Courtney is flushed down the flush of shame. It is absolutely painful to watch. When she shows the sharks her disgusting sundae, they barf all over her, and she gets like, "None to her," and then whines. This is something you would not expect to come from Courtney. I am done talking about this disgrace of an episode. So there you have it, the worst of teledrama. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you want to see my top 5 best teledrama episodes, which will be made if this reaches 50 likes.